I think this guy will try and keep it under 10 minutes. He did talk to me for an hour and a half last time. Monday the 30th of June. So I think the influence seemed to be he would only need a quick check-in today. He seemed to posit. So we'll do that for him if we can, under 10 minutes. And his name is Bradley from Lifeline Connect, Claire. He was late, but he texted me last time, which was good, to give me the heads up that he was late. So, he's got 1 minute to ring now. I don't know if I should leave my string on, my charging cord, or off. Off is easier, but I've only got 12% charge on my phone from doing too much YouTube and Reddit all morning. In the freezing kitchen, near the heater. Is that going to read the right way round? That is so funny. It says, "For fuck's sake," when it's such a sweet little innocuous fox. It makes you rethink that mentality. Be more empathetic than angry. It's not a werewolf type fox, is it? It's a pensive little contemplative fox. For fuck's sake. That is funny. Oh my God, he's mentoring now? I don't believe in God, we know that. It's just, my indoctrination. Better than swearing. Since I avoid swearing. Oh, he's gonna ring now. Sure he is. It's kind of noisy with the door open with all the traffic here. But just let the stinky little kitten run in and out and air itself. Although that messes with the poor birds trying to get some sunflower seeds I've left out for him. Oh, 10:01. To be fair, I haven't checked my ringer and I didn't hear the other ones ring. Yet I heard that cheek ring one night. To be fair. My life's such a fucking hell pit. He's probably feeling reluctant to call me and even hear about it for 5 minutes. Let alone, to be fair, the hour and a half he already suffered. Oh, he really is calling. Hello. Good morning, darling. I was just having a laugh to myself thinking, well, you'd be forgiven for some reluctance ringing and like getting inveigled in the misery that is my life. It's awful enough living in it, let alone having to sort of rub shoulders with it. Anyway, we're going to just keep it like brief this morning for you, isn't it? And give it a little, just do a little recap rather than sort of tie you up forever today. Did you do any cementing? Not yet. Oh, the traffic's a bit noisy, just the trucks going back. What was that? You had a party to tidy up for? not Crofts or whatever. So is it like the rabbity thing a greyhound chases going round the edge sort of effect? Yeah. Yeah. How did yours go? All right? Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's, proud parent and all, that's nice. And even if they get it wrong, then, you can be the empathetic parent, doesn't it? Not everyone has Ian Thorpe, do they? Or whatever, you know what I mean? One of my sisters is a Nazi dog breeder. Oh, I shouldn't say Nazi, but she's a very involved dog breeder. And she does gun club and all this with them. They're meant to be like that retrieving dogs or whatever. You can go a little far with that. Meanwhile, I've still got the wild kitten clogging up my art room, so it's cat people versus dog people. Well, a little young couple did really like it on market day Sunday, and I nearly got them to take it, but fair enough, the young boy, he might have been 19, I can't tell how old anyone is these days, from like 14 to 35, everyone looks the same age to me. But the girlfriend was keen, and the young man said, oh, I think Mum will crack if I bring another cat home. So the another was sort of a good excuse, wasn't it? Like, if he's already done it once too, he's getting a bit much. So no, she's still here, unfortunately, but I'm just hoping the neighbour's wife is falling in love with her more each time she sees her. Well, they don't have a cat at the moment, and the husband's not keen to replace the last one that died, but she really likes it. She had a look at it for me and pronounced it a girl. She sort of... Hey? Yeah, she thought she knew, so that's good. And they've got just this dog, and I'm like, well, the dog looks a bit morose. They'd be company for each other. The kitten and the dog. Anyway, see what happens. So I did do your hot tip and ring the Gunner Club, and they were driving to Adelaide, so the nice Dutch wife answered his phone. He's Robbie, I think, because then it said Robbie's phone or something. So I sort of said, I said, I hate to be annoying, but it's probably not great. It's leaking rain onto the electric stove. And she went, oh, yeah, not really. But we're off to Adelaide. And I said, oh, well, just call when you get back, sort of thing. No drama. It's been going on for a few years. We've just got it stacked up with all the giant pizza trays and a lot of thick bath mats. So it sort of doesn't get down, one hopes, as far as the electricity. Anyway, we only had that one bit of rain, and so that was I'm not 100% Thursday or Friday last week, so I sort of was hoping they might ring Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday or whatever, so it's Friday now, isn't it? And I'm not that good at like chasing people, because in my own mind you kind of annoy them if you chase them, but maybe they just did forget me because it was on his phone and they did a lot over the weekend, and now my message is way back, sort of thing, or my number, so I might just shoot them another call. Would you call them again, or just keep waiting? Yeah, it's sort of a week today as far as I know. Yeah, just say, even if I say something, in my normal, like, apology or way, I could say, oh, maybe, I don't know if it's good or bad, the rain's coming again, do you want to try and see it before it happens, or maybe during the rain's good, later in like next week or something, because they'll be able to see where it's leaking from or whatever. Anyway. Yeah. Do you know them, or not really necessarily personally? You don't know any of them? Just I used to, when I was a kid, I went out with a Dutch guy, and he had an Australian accent, but his older family all had thick Dutch accents, so I could tell she was Dutch, and she sort of liked that. Anyway. And as far as that was a bit disappointing on Wednesday, about my big fantastic new legal sort of help or opportunity or avenue kind of thing, on the Monday they sent, and it did make me ulcerate for 2 days, they sent me this cryptic message on the Monday that said, oh shit, it's just the kitten. Text no if you don't want Wednesday's appointment, or ring this number to reschedule. Like, there wasn't a yes option, which was sort of contrary. Everyone else says, text yes if you want to confirm your appointment. So it already had me like second guessing the whole thing. Anyway, as far as I could tell, I wasn't meant to respond to that. I didn't want to reschedule, and I didn't want to say no. So then on Wednesday at 2 o'clock, I'm waiting, and all morning I was like laying out this sheaf of pages and reading all this evidentiary elements and all this complicated stuff, and getting het up about it all. And then by 2:15 I'm getting a little sort of disconsolate and thinking, oh yeah, right, maybe. Anyway, it seems like, yeah, maybe it's paranoid to think it's a test and you've got to capitulate or pass that first round or whatever. So basically it seemed my only avenue was to ring the rescheduling number at 2:15, although then I worried I'd miss the call because I don't know how to do 2 calls at once or whatever on my phone. Anyway, I rang them at 2:15, and of course it was an answering machine saying, we'll do our best to get back to you within 24 hours. So I left a little note, not to be duplicitous, because it could have well been, but what's that thing, you catch more flies with honey than vinegar or whatever, because I was pissed off and all that, but rather than have a rant about that, it sort of does logistically make more sense to say, maybe I misunderstood that Monday thing and I should have replied, tell me what I should have done, like I'm missing my appointment as we speak kind of thing. And they got back to me at 2:45 and said, oh, yeah, you did have an appointment at 2, but it's 2:45 now, so there's not enough time for your appointment. We'll make you one for next Friday, the 17th. Which doesn't really fill you with the most confidence. Next Monday, are they going to send me one saying, what, no, or reschedule? And is the whole thing going to happen again? My God. Anyway, to be fair, I had such an enormous sheaf of papers. This might help me consolidate that a bit and get it into bullet points for the week. So my main thing still seems to be trying to see, maybe go ask the librarian if she could stomach doing a few hours at $50 an hour or something, just to my paperwork's in such a mess, and I've got all these empty stupid file cabinets clogging up the place. It'd be just miraculous if I could get that in there in categories and accessible. But it's kind of like they say, I was reading some comment on the YouTube where the woman said she's got all these systems and she's a cleaning lady and it's so easy, she's the best cleaning lady in the firm, but her house is a complete mess because each thing reminds her of her ungrateful children or her husband who left her or whatever, you know what I mean? It's the emotional attachment with your own shit, isn't it, is what makes it tiring. Have you ever seen that gorgeous Greek guy, Stelios? His is called Hoarders Next Door, and he really makes them do EMDR and get psychiatric help as they declutter, otherwise it'll just all fill up again. I'm not sure mine. He's lovely. We're all in love with Stelios. Hey? Yeah. Yeah, you gotta do... I don't know what the thing is, but to me it looks like a quack waves their hand in front of their eyes and somehow that reprograms their brain. Is that EMDR? But there we go. But they do talking and they do talk therapy and all as well. Lineman, yeah, that's... Yeah. Yeah. They do follow-ups, and he does seem to do all right with them. It probably would work for me. When I was a kid, I had like, who knows, 150 or something warts on my hands. It was bad, and they were like painting them with wart paint, and then I'd wear bread bags to bed to moisten them up or something, and then they'd cut them off with razors in the morning and all this. It was bad. And then he was at the time the head of the SA Hypnotherapy Board, Dr. Michael Boundy, and he was just brilliant. And all you did was think about the beach with the coconut trees or whatever. I suppose that's relaxing you or something. And then you just go to like a imaginary control board in your head, find blood, turn down warts. It was amazing. There they went. Like not all lumps around the bed or anything. They really just like disappeared into the skin. It was like phenomenal. So I should be able to employ that for other things. I think there is like some people are less propensity to being hypnotised, isn't it? They're a bit... Yeah. 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 It's just hopeless because I don't drive, isn't it? In a weird way, Gawler's closer to me because if I'm going to Clare, I have to pretty much go there the night before or something on that bus, you know what I mean? Whereas Gawler, it's you get down there by 11ish for an appointment kind of thing. But in principle, I'll have a look at that, like Google that. Yeah. And it's so good with like phones these days, isn't it? You can just like Google it and away you go. I'm trying to get my friend a bit more excited about his phone. No, I'm like, you're missing out, you know what I mean? And he's trying to sell a sort of controversial book about, I don't think it's open speed limit, but it's sort of a weird book about driving anyway. And he happened to have, I don't know who, one of the local politicians bumble into where he's selling the book yesterday, and I'm like, well, you've got to ring that girl and ask her, you know, you're a bit tech challenge, could she forward it to the 3 local papers and, you know, announce that that's what, like, you scratch your back or whatever, you know what I mean? It would be good for the minister to be there, and it'd be good for him to get it in the paper or whatever. But anyway, I'm going to go help him do that later today. He had to charge his phone up again. I know Tony Piccolo opened the girl down the road at Marrable. She opened a new cafe, and Tony Piccolo was there for the big opening. You know, that's the way it's sort of done, isn't it? And they've got to be seen to be doing something. It may as well be your mate's thing. Yeah. Heaven forbid they did. They could be holding a shovel, but they're really employing a shovel, I agree. In some high-vis. Exactly, that's it, yeah. It's like what? Simpatico or something. I just think my mate will feel less alone when he is on his phone. That must be why I'm so addicted to it. You know, you think you've got friends, or you're learning things, or, you know, it's a raft of uses. I've been Googling, after I got the no and didn't get through to any legal chat on Wednesday, I did do a bunch of Googling yesterday, and I'm thinking I need a lawyer like the lovely old one in the castle, but, you know, they're pretty few and far between, aren't they? So they're normally just getting drunk and having a heavy lunch and having an afternoon nap, you know what I mean? Anyway, I did find the list of KCs on the Law Society thing, and there's one that does human rights and discrimination I'm tempted to read. And then I Googled his book and read his chapter about human rights in the book, and it's like, you can sort of use it. It doesn't all have to be sort of TikToks and cat videos, does it? To be fair, I don't know how to do that. I've got to learn a little bit off my 15-year-old. We were doing Boggle, and he made, I don't even know, is it like a Boggle spreadsheet with all our words and our scores and everything that he's made? It's to keep track of the games, I suppose, or... Boggle is, yeah, it's like little dice but with letters on each face, and it comes in a little box and you shake it and it's 12 letters or whatever it is, and then you take the lid off and everyone's trying to find words with an egg timer, like 3 minutes or whatever. Apparently you can do it online, but I couldn't get onto the online one. But it turns out one of the librarians is a Boggle demon from her childhood with her grandma, and I'm not much competition for Oliver. I'm only getting like eight words and one really good word that he didn't think of, but he's getting 30 words, and the librarian, it turns out, is getting 42 words. So she's in on the spreadsheet now, just so he doesn't get bored, and I am getting better. You know, you can get a shit shake with mainly K's and J's and things, or there are too many vowels, or... That's right, it's like, oh, we're on the third shake and that one's still shit, we'll just do the third shake then. Anyway, so yeah, there's, I'll just have to ring the Gunners again and just try and work out my bullet points and things for next Friday in case the legal people do happen to ring. Well, then I'll have, you know, a little bit more of a whingy reasoning to moan about to the KC then, won't it? you know, I am not getting anywhere. Yes. My trouble is, I'm all right with that. I used to go out with this drunk lawyer, so I do have. Look, I've even got OT and then the colon for you, like over telephone. But it's just I've got this bit weird propensity, and I think that's why it's so hard to get my paperwork organised. Like each bit of paper might have 3 or 4 different topics and subjects on it. So weirdly, I've got to copy it all out onto neat foolscap and chuck away the unintelligible originals, so everything's out in its own right subject and place. Or it's more like you're on the phone and now you're doing a different whole topic, so turn the page around and write all that info down, so there's like 6 different things happening on each piece of paper. And then so there's nowhere to file it because it's got 6 categories it's meant to go in. I bought a nice lined, bunch of A4s, just a nice classic to write them out on. Victim of Crime Act, yeah, I've got it all happening here. It's ridiculous. Yes. Yes. And I did, and I do empathise. So I said to the young girl when I finally got her, we need a bit more funding for lawyers and less for submarines, you know what I mean? Like, if that's how strapped they are that they really can't physically help everyone, that's an indictment on society, really. And it's a bummer that they're the altruistic ones, who are working in the public legal system. And they're getting really burnt both ends. They're not getting a good wage and they're really got everything piling up. I think they spent $500,000 on this sort of stupid, I think it's gotten scruffy now, but it was actually slippery, this giant wide pavement down to Riders Centre along the side of the Governor General's house there, sort of thing. No, whatever that house is, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like, I just normally do your normal 1 poo in the morning and that's that, but I always would have liked to have done a poo on that pavement on my way to the Riders Centre like a protest. This is shit. Ah, dear me. Yeah, the priorities seem whack. What's the fucking tunnel from hell they're building under the road? What is that? And it's not going to be ready till 3 or something years anyway. Oh, billions. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Who is the CFMEU? They're like their own special mafiosa, the CFMEU, aren't they? They're terrible. We've got the desalination plant, but I don't think we've ever really used it, have we? Apparently it's going to be El Nino or something this year. We'll get a chance to use it when Adelaide runs dry. Did they? Well, that's good, because you probably got to, like, give it a tune-up every now and then. Turn it on to keep it working. Yeah. Clogged. Seized. See how they go. Yeah. Pardon? Just we're getting a car now. Yes. Yeah. All right, darling. Thanks for your call. Well, third time lucky. Maybe if I do it next Friday the 17th, do you want to check on the Wednesday or whenever you're there, whenever, and go, oh, did it actually happen? Because if it didn't actually happen, I'll be pretty depressed by then, I think. Yeah? Is that alright? And then we'll leave it at that. What time is good for you on that day? Yeah, that's good. Normally I don't have my stupid brunch till about then, so that's good. I'll have it early so I'm not, like, hangry. Or just, like, you know. Alright, man. And what breed is your dog that did do well? Oh, he is a whippet, yeah. Like a mini little greyhound. These idiots on... Oh. Hmm. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I know them. This Reddit and all this YouTube channel I'm trolling, I suppose, he killed a fox, and when he was washing the corpse in the sea, it looked like a skinny little whippet. Like, there was nothing there to eat. Once a fox hasn't got its hair on, it looks like a whippet. I've got a sneaky little young male fox, I think, and he killed my 2 chooks. So I'm building a chook house in my barn, just in case, like, the avian flu makes the eggs go really dear or whatever. I thought I'll get a few more, but if the fox is here and he's that wily or hungry, I'll just keep him in the barn. Alright, Bradley, darling, don't let me get discursive on another topic, but thanks for your call, man. Alright, ciao, I appreciate that. Bye. He's sweet. He's like, is he a volunteer or paid? He must be paid. How could he afford it? Sounds like he's a young gay guy then. I think his partner was a male, he said. And they went chasing, their whippet was chasing plastic bags around a course or something, and it did well. Is that telephone counselling? Apparently.